Hey, it's John from blogtrainingclassroom.com, and in this video I'm going to show you how I go about using ClickBank to find products to promote in perhaps my blog sidebar or on a niche website that I set up or something where I'm promoting a product. So if you look at my blog real quick and scroll down, you probably won't find many advertisements for other people's products in my sidebar, and I'm sure this sidebar will change throughout the years or months or whatever, but currently I just have this over here in my sidebar. I have my opt-in list, which is ultimately what I want people to do once they get to my site, next to signing up for a blog training classroom, of course. But the niche profit classroom here, that's a banner that I have on there because I'm definitely a member there and I really appreciate the things that to teach there. But other than that, I pretty much put my own products here. But if you're just starting out, you might not have your own products and you might be wondering, well, what can I put in my sidebar there that sells? Because you can just stick something over there and hope it sells, but it'd be nice to know that when someone clicks on, let's say, this link here and they go to that page, the page is set up to sell really well, because if it's poorly designed, it might not do what we call convert very well. So how do you find in ClickBank products that are converting pretty well? So once you log into ClickBank, you just head over to the marketplace right up here, and once you're there, you'll come to a page that looks like this, and over here in the sidebar, here's some categories that you can choose from. And let's just say for a moment your blog is about, let's just say it's gardening, okay? So there's home and garden right here. So your blog, you want to advertise something in the sidebar over here that has something to do with gardening, because you don't necessarily have a product yet, but so you want to advertise someone else's product, and you want to make sure that it's a product that's selling. So let's click on home and garden here, and here's some different products or ebooks or whatever that you could click on and you can promote them. And so here's what I look for, okay? I look for gravity. That's the first thing I look for there. Now you can go to the marketplace or ClickBank rather, their help file, and search for what the meaning of gravity means, and it's going to give you some long drawn out definition that is kind of hard to understand. But simply put, from what I've found, is that gravity basically is about the number of ebooks that are sold from unique affiliates, meaning different affiliates, per week. So this gravity right here is 148.28. So that's telling me that it's selling really good. That means there's about 148 people this week who have sold this particular product on their website. And that might not be an exact figure, but it seems pretty close. So if I wanted to advertise tedswoodworking.com, his ebook or whatever he has here, that might be a good one to do. But if it's gardening, then you might need to search through a little bit more here. Secrets to dog training. That doesn't seem too relevant. So let's go up here and we'll just type in the search here. In fact, not even just a search. Let's do an advanced search. And we're going to type in gardening. And in the category home and garden, which was just out of the view there, but there it is. You can even look in the subcategory here. Let's see what we have. Gardening. Okay, we'll do that. Let's do 30 results per page. And then here's gravity. Let's click on gravity. Higher than, well, let's just see if there's any higher than 100. And then we'll hit the search button. Okay. No results found. So the gravity is probably a little too high that we set on there. Let's just set the gravity at, we'll say, 20. Okay, now we have some here. Here's one with gravity 67, food for wealth, organic tomato magic. Okay, so they have a 27.12. That's not too bad, I suppose. So let's go ahead and take a quick look at what their sales page looks like.
Hi, I'm Casper, and I'd like to share with you
Casper. So he's got a video on there. That seems pretty good. He's got an opt-in. That's great. So that means when you send people if you advertise his product, if this was the product here and they click on it, they'd be taken to this page right here. He's got an opt-in, and that's great. That's what I like to see. Okay, and the sales page looks okay. So I just like to click there and just make sure that the sales page is somewhat reasonable. Okay, so if I wanted to promote it, I would just click on the promote button there, and it will give me this here. You just make sure your nickname is, or your account nickname is in there. You can give it a tracking ID, which is optional. We won't talk about that right now. And then you can click on create, and it'll give you your link code. Now once you got that link code in there, you can go ahead and insert it into your sidebar over here, the widget in the back end of WordPress, and you should see it right there. And then when someone clicks on it, they'll be taken to this page here. Now a couple things. So let's say you didn't want to advertise that particular product, this one about tomatoes, right here on every single page. Maybe there's just an article that you wrote that was on specifically organic tomatoes. So then that's great, you can advertise that one there, but maybe you have some landscaping articles about like landscaping rock or something like that, and the traffic coming to that page probably isn't looking to create organic tomatoes. So you don't necessarily want to have that organic tomatoes right over here when the article over here is about landscaping rock or something. And I mean, you can have it on there, that's fine, but to target it a little bit better, then what you can do is go to, I'm going to open up a new window here. There's a WordPress plugin called Widget Logic. And you can install this plugin right here. And I'm not going to go over how the plugin is installed and everything like that. You can read the directions on there. But essentially, what it will do is on your blog, if somebody's on, let's say, this article here, it's going to show a specific product in the sidebar. And then if you click on this one here, it'll show a different item. It'll show actually anything you want that's different in the sidebars. You can configure basically whatever post that someone is on is going to see something different in the sidebar there, depending on the way you want it set up. And then of course there's this just the default sidebar that you can have. So that's a nice plugin to get if you're using ClickBank to advertise different products inside your sidebar there. Now, one last thing I want to mention. Okay, so if you're going to be linking to a bunch of different people's products, especially if you're using a widget logic over here, because if you're using widget logic, that means you're probably going to be linking to a bunch of different items over here in your sidebar. And Google doesn't want to see you, this is from my experience because I've had a site penalized for this. Google doesn't want to see you linking to too many affiliate pages all at once. If you link to different affiliate products and different articles and you got all kinds of them, different ones in your sidebar and everything, it might just start thinking that your site is just built just to make you some affiliate money, and it doesn't want to see that. Remember, Google wants you to be relevant to something and provide content and be really helpful for people. It doesn't want to see a site that's just designed to make you money, right? So if you're going to take this method here and you're going to start advertising different things, just don't go crazy by advertising way too many different products. Just stick with a couple and that work, or a few, or you know, just whatever, 4 or 5 or something, that's fine. But if these landing pages that people come to, see if Google doesn't like this page for some reason, because you know you don't control this page, someone else does, and if it gives it a really low score and you link to it, Google won't particularly care for it that much. But if you start linking to too many of these kind of pages, that's bad. It really won't like it. So you just might want to link to them if you're doing a lot. Let me open up a notepad here. When you're in your WordPress backend area and you have your link, let's say, you know, it's like okay, so there you're linking to the product. Typically it's something like this. Right, organic tomatoes, and affiliate. Okay, so there's your typical way that you link to something. It's whatever the website is and your product or your affiliate number and then or ID, and then it takes you create this link that takes people to that page that's right here that, let's just say Google didn't like this page. I don't know if it does or doesn't, but it's fine. Well, what you can do is you can add rel equals no follow, and that's going to tell Google that when you see this link on my website, don't follow that link. Don't count that link toward basically you're not going to pass on link juice to this website right here, and you're telling Google that you need to just stop with reading my content and don't go there. So the questionable thing then, of course, that you would have to ask is, if you do that, then are you really linking to things over here in the sidebar that you really trust and promote and you stand behind? Because if you're going to start putting the no follow links in there, then you probably aren't really backing it as much as you should be if you're advertising it. Just keep that in mind. I just wanted to throw that out there. If you do start putting some different affiliate products out there that you don't really know too much about, or maybe you've just kind of reviewed a little bit, or somebody told you about it who you trust, if you do too many of them, maybe use the no follow link there. But in general, you shouldn't have to do that because it should be something that you really kind of stand behind. But anyways, that is how I typically go through ClickBank to find different products to advertise on some of my websites and some of my blogs.